What's going on, everybody? Joe Daniels down at Swing This Kettlebell and Strength. What we're doing right now, I'm going to use this WKC 4 kilogram training bell. This is the same size and mold as every other kettlebell that you're using. 32 right next to it. Anyway, so what we're going to do is this is a great thing to have, especially if you're teaching a lot of people stuff all day and you don't want to, even using 16 and 24, it doesn't matter. Like, the more you do that, the more you're going to get a repetitious use injury. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this kettlebell right here. You can see me filming myself right there. But anyway, we're going to teach how to insert the hand for kettlebell sport. See that I'm taking my hand and the kettlebell's sitting on the ground, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right through at a 45-degree angle till my thumb stops it. Now that right there, I can literally lift that up in that position. So you can see, there's my grip. So that's how I'm going to hold the kettlebell, okay? So right down here, you can see it's locked against my ulna, and then up top, my thumb is kind of applying the leverage to keep that lock right there. So as I'm overhead, what happens is that kettlebell doesn't wobble. If my shoulder is unstable, what happens is the kettlebell isn't spinning around. So if you don't have that lock and you're just holding up here and my shoulder's rotating, well, guess what? So is the kettlebell. As you can see, it just kind of spins around because the weight, see that? Even if I'm holding the middle of the kettlebell like this, that kind of even makes it worse because the back of your arm right there is tense. And what happens is the round part of the bell literally rolls right around here. So anyway, what we do is we lock it just like that, and then we are in our overhead position, and we have control of this corner right here, like I pretend like I'm drawing with a crayon. So I just kind of lock that. My wrist, it's not incredibly tight. I'm not squeezing the crap out of that thing, but I do have an active control of this upper, you can see it, of this side post, okay? So I'm controlling that side post a little bit, like I'm drawing with this area. So anyway, I can do a lot of stuff with this. Let me put this GoPro back in. So hopefully they're okay. And I can show you a lot of technique. Let me turn this guy around. There, I can see. Okay, so I'm in the frame. So this is only an 8.8 pound kettlebell, which I'm doing the same motions with, and I can teach people how to do it much easier. And they can also practice. Now sometimes it definitely is harder to do certain exercises with a light weight, but once you are able to do heavier weights, you have to maintain your form when you do lighter weights. And it's kind of like why we train with a lot of volume on light weights. It's just like a person that can deadlift 500 pounds and they can do it pretty easy, yet they forget you still have to have some degree of engagement in the spinal stabilizing muscles when you reach down and pick up a pencil. I don't know how many people that I've met that are incredibly strong, yet forget to control their spine and throw their back out when they're picking up something very light. Even 50 pounds, a toothbrush, whatever it is. I mean, just weird little motions that they are too loose in the torso. They're not stabilized enough. Remember, you don't have to be so strong and so tense to deadlift 500 pounds if you're only picking up 50, but you still have to be strong, activated enough to not injure yourself. So I think that's a really good point. But anyway, these training kettlebells are awesome as far as teaching people how to, you know, stabilize over their head and control hand placement, you know, things I can show here that I couldn't do with a normal heavier weighted kettlebell. So I can show them that I'm not hitting the ground. You know, there's just a lot of different technique and drill that we can do with lighter weight. But that's like saying, to show somebody this weight, to show them the techniques to do a 70-pound kettlebell and using this. This is twice as heavy. Well, not twice, this is a 6 kilogram, but look at the difference. Look at the size difference. 2 of these guys can fit inside. So anyway, I can't show somebody the techniques how to use this kettlebell. It's totally different. It's like going from, you know, Olympic plates and then going and putting, you know, little 25s on. It throws your form totally off everything. So this is a very good tool to have. And I know WKC makes them. So right here I got a 4 kilogram bell. Very good training tool just to teach people, especially things like that, so they can pick it up and they can feel how the kettlebell rotates. They can feel how to drop and re-grip without grinding in your hand on the way down. So they can practice that drop, they can practice that catch. You know, they can practice things like hand-to-hand stuff if they're beginners, if they don't want to, you know, run the risk of injuring themselves. So anyway, really light yet the same size is really cool in my book. See you guys later.